I never imagined that the sound of a doorknob turning could feel like the end of my world. But that night, in the quiet hush of our home, the click of the lock breaking open carried the weight of thunder. I froze where I stood, my heart stumbling in my chest, because I already knew he wasn't supposed to be home. Emma. His voice came from the hallway, deep, steady, but laced with suspicion. My husband, Daniel, had arrived early. And there I was, standing in the living room, my boss's hand still on my waist, his cologne heavy in the air, an invisible noose tightening around my neck. Daniel dropped his bag by the door and looked at us. No words at first. Just silence. The kind that doesn't just fill a room, it suffocates it. His gaze flicked from me to the man beside me, then back again. His jaw tightened, his breathing sharp, his eyes holding the kind of pain that instantly made me regret every selfish decision that had led to this moment. What is this? His voice cracked slightly, but his body remained stiff, controlled. I tried to speak, but the words twisted inside me, caught between lies and truths I didn't know how to balance anymore. My boss, Richard, cleared his throat, already pulling away from me, straightening his shirt, muttering something about a mistake. Then he slipped out like a coward, leaving me to face the wreckage alone. The door slammed behind him. The echo lingered. Daniel stared at me as though he didn't recognize the woman standing in front of him. And in that moment, neither did I. The thing about betrayal is that it doesn't happen all at once. It starts as a whisper, something you tell yourself isn't important. A late text you don't explain. A lingering touch at work you dismiss as harmless. A secret you keep because it feels easier. I had ignored every red flag in myself. I had told myself I was lonely, that Daniel was too busy, that Richard only made me feel seen. I had rationalized the slippery slope until I was standing knee-deep in mud. And the man I promised to love was watching me drown in my own choices. Why? Daniel asked finally, his voice low. Not angry yet. Just broken. Daniel, I never meant. Don't, he said sharply. Don't you dare tell me you didn't mean it. I saw you. His eyes glistened, but he refused to let tears fall. Daniel was the kind of man who always carried the weight for both of us, who never let his guard down. Tonight, though, I had smashed that armor wide open. I reached out, desperate to touch him, to anchor myself in something familiar, but he recoiled as if my hands were poison. You could have told me you weren't happy, he whispered. You could have said something, anything. But this? With him? God, Emma. Every word struck harder than a fist. The room felt like a movie set stripped bare. The couch, the rug, the family photos on the wall. Every object suddenly screamed with irony. The smiles in those framed pictures mocked us. The laughter frozen in glass was now a cruel reminder of what we once were. I wanted to explain, but explanations sounded pathetic in my head. I wanted to beg, but I knew begging wouldn't erase what he had seen. Instead, I said the only thing that came to my lips. I'm sorry. Daniel laughed bitterly, shaking his head. Sorry. That word, do you even know what it means right now? For a long stretch, neither of us spoke. The only sound was the ticking of the clock above the mantel, each second hammering the coffin shut on our marriage. I replayed the last few months in my head, the late nights at work, the way Richard would linger after meetings, how I let myself bask in attention that wasn't Daniel's. I thought it was harmless. I thought I could control it. But what starts as comfort can turn into fire before you realize you're already burning. And Daniel, he had trusted me completely. He had never checked my phone, never questioned my excuses. His trust was my shield, and I had shattered it with my own hands. Finally, he broke the silence. Do you love him? The question hit me like ice water. I shook my head quickly, tears blurring my vision. No. No, Daniel, I don't. It was stupid. It meant nothing. Nothing. His voice rose for the first time, raw with rage. You threw away everything we had for nothing? I flinched at the anger in his tone, because he was right. There was no grand passion with Richard, no deep love. Just weakness. Just selfishness. And that truth cut deeper than if I had loved him, because it meant I had risked our marriage, our years together, for absolutely nothing. Daniel picked up his bag again. His movements were sharp, deliberate. I panicked. Please, I cried, my voice breaking. Don't leave. We can fix this. I'll do anything, therapy, honesty, whatever it takes. Just don't walk out. He turned to me, eyes red, face pale. Emma, you didn't just cheat on me. You humiliated me. You made me doubt everything about us. About myself. Do you get that? You didn't just break my heart. You killed the part of me that trusted you. My knees buckled, and I sank onto the couch, sobbing into my hands. He stood in the doorway for a moment, as if fighting an internal war. For a second, I thought he might come back, that maybe love would win over pain. But then he whispered, almost too softly to hear, "You made your choice." And he left. The silence afterward was deafening. I sat in the same spot for hours, the imprint of his presence still heavy in the air, replaying everything like a nightmare I couldn't wake from. That night was the end of us. No screaming, no dramatic fight. Just the quiet, devastating truth that sometimes a single mistake is enough to unravel a lifetime. I still wear the ring, though it means nothing now. I still walk past the framed pictures on the wall, though I can't bear to look at them. People think betrayal is fire, sudden, violent, consuming. But it's not. It's ash. It's what's left after the fire has taken everything you thought was solid, leaving behind nothing but dust and regret. And every morning, when I wake up alone, I remember the sound of that doorknob turning. The sound of my world ending with one simple click.